Welcome everybody to this week's Azure and AI Show. We have Rex who's going to do some stuff for some demos for us here today. And we have Jacinda with us this week, and she just became a Microsoft MVP. Congratulations.
Congrats. Welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so how has it been so far this stage, Jacinda?
It's a very special milestone for me after receiving the Microsoft MVP Award on Copilot Studio. So I would like to thank you, Frank, because you always support me. Without your support, it was not possible for me. And from my point of view, Microsoft MVP Award, it's not just a recognition, right? It's a one kind of responsibility to continue learning, sharing the knowledge, and giving back to the community, right? So thank you all for your support and encouragement.
Very good. And I suppose from the MVP perspective there, like you're a new MVP today, and there we have Hal. Hal is 31 years this year in MVP, so long way to go to see that.
Yep. Don't ask me how. I'm just here doing what I'm doing.
As we all do.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
so hopefully we might have a few people who join us to see that along the way, and if we get any messages, we will share them on the screen. So we'll give it over to Rex there. I'll share your screen, right. Rex. And I have a thing there as well. Later on, I'll show you for people doing Microsoft exams, how to get a free voucher, which is always good. So I'll share that with you there later. So I'll give it over to Rex there. So there you go. You can see it.
Right. Thank you, Frank. So today, Azure Virtual Network Manager, herding networks the easy way. Ta-da, the demos. Last time we did the presentation, but because of time and filling an hour, we couldn't do the demos. So that's why I'm here this week again with just the demos. A little about me. So I'm Rex de Koning, Senior Cloud Engineer. I'm an MVP in Azure Networking. Currently still an MCT. I love the community. That's one of the reasons why I'm on Frank's show. And if you want to get in touch with me or if you have questions, you can scan this QR code. I will show it again later on. And that will have links to my LinkedIn, my socials, my GitHub, etc. And now, without further ado, we're going to our favorite tool, the Azure Virtual Network Manager. So, like mentioned last year, Azure Virtual Network Manager is last time, sorry, it's been a long day. It's just a resource within Azure in which you can define the use of your networks. And as mentioned last time, we have network groups, of which I have a couple of here. For example, I have one that I named for the hub. And it has some members in it. And these are just static members. So we got VNet 4, 5, and 6, which are just manually added. But you can also create policies. And they are normal Azure policies underneath. And what you can do in those is, in this case, I've set a scope. This scope is my subscription in this case. And I made a policy that said if I have a tag named policy and it has the value hub, then that VNet should also be added to the group members over here. So if I go to my virtual networks. Oh, wrong box. So I have a virtual network here that's not used in any of my other settings. As you can see, it's just an address space. It has no pairings. And it has no tags. So if I'm going to put a tag in here, so I'm going to say policy and hub. I'll apply this one. And since it's an Azure policy, it can take 5 minutes or it can take 5 hours before it's applied. So we'll hope it's 5 minutes this time. So let's go back to our virtual network manager. So we have our network groups. I've created three, sorry. And the other thing we have here are our configurations. So I have got a hub config, a mesh config. I've got a security admin config, and I've got some routing configuration. We're going to look at those. I'm first going to deploy my configs for connectivity. I can only do one at a time. So I'm just going to say deploy. I'm going to do the hub config. If you do it via the portal, there is a radio button, or what's it called, slider here, which is new, but remember this one. If you want to deploy multiple configurations, you need to turn that off. Even if you're going to deploy to different virtual networks, if you leave this on, it will remove the already deployed config. So you don't want that usually. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to select my region and deploy this one. That takes a little while. All right, so it's submitted deployment now. Then I'm first going to start up the mesh config 2. So we don't have to wait for that. Okay, deploy. All right, so here it already says deployed. So if I look in my hub config, so I can see for the config that it has the 3 networks, the 4, 5, and 6. And in my config, I said that VNet 4 is supposed to be the hub network, the hub's VNet. So let's see if it's already applied. It did. So as you can see here, as this is the hub, it has multiple pairings to, in this case, VNet 5 and VNet 6. And these pairings are just made by the Azure Virtual Network Manager. You can also see it on the name. So there's no manual work besides deploying the configuration to set up these pairings. So the same if we look at network 5, this one will only have pairings towards VNet 4, and the same for VNet 6. That will also only do the pairing towards VNet 4. And then, as you could see, I also deployed a mesh network.
It needs to go this way.
Sorry, Hal? Sorry, I thought it was a question.
No, you're good. It's
Sorry.
Yeah, so for the other ones, we had a mesh network. So if you look here at VNet 1, for example, we look at the edge space, you will see there are no pairings here for VNet 1, 2, and 3. And that's because it's a mesh network, so there are no pairings. they just magically, between quotes, turned into one big network. And there is a way that you can see that they are meshed now. So for example, if you go to a VM that is living in VNet 1 in this case, and we go to the effective routes, we will see here, this always takes a little bit. So we can see here now that my networks 2 and 3, which are my VNets 2 and 3, are now connected directly on this NIC for this VM. And since the NIC of a virtual machine in Azure does all the routing, the machine knows how to reach the VMs in the other networks. So even though there are no pairings, because the root was a NIC itself, basically, we now have a connected network, and all again without doing any settings by hand. Let's see if this one already found the next VNet. No, it's still not here yet, so we will check it a couple of times to see when it pops up. All right, so basically we did the security, the network groups now. So we deployed the connectivity configurations. So we did a hub config and a mesh config. And now, for example, if I go to my VM that is in the hub, and we're going to try to connect to it. Then we will see, not sure where this comes from, that it doesn't work. It seems that the network is unstable, and there's a good reason for that. So if I go to the portal again, let's try it another way. If this works, yes. So if I go to my VNet 4, I have some subnets in there with network security groups. And in that network security group, I say that port 22 is disabled, and I happen to have Linux machines, so I cannot connect to them now. So there are a couple of things that I can do. I can, of course, just add a rule in here to open it up, but I have 7 more machines, and I don't want to do it in all network security groups. So what we do in that case is that we have a security admin configuration. And basically, these are the admin security rules that you can set up from Virtual Network Manager. So it's a centralized place. And basically what you do here is exactly the same as in a network security group. You set up your rules. You fill in the same fields. You give a priority. You give an action, direction, all the things that you need. So in this case, I want to open up traffic to port 22. But there are a couple of differences with a normal NSG. So even though we give this one the priority 100, it doesn't give the numbers that you can do here. But I'll show you later on. But if you make an admin security rule, it is inserted into the NSG before all the other rules that you already created or that you create later on. So every rule that I make will be executed first, and then your own rules will be executed. And in this case, we also have an extra option. In a normal NSG, we have allow, deny. And we can do the same ones here. So we can make centralized network security rules that we can insert as an admin so that we have a base setting for all network security groups in our environment and let the administrators of a certain workload override those if needed with their own network security rules. And we have the special one, always allow. So in this case, I set the always allow for port 22 to be opened. And what that means is that even though you will disallow it in your network security group, because it's always allowed from the central group, it will always just work in this case. So it cannot be overridden by your local settings. So I will deploy this one. The reason I have Italy North, by the way, is very simple. I needed 7 VMs to deployed of the burstable type, and I couldn't do that in Western Europe. So that's why I have Italy North. They had them available there. All right, so I'm gonna deploy them. Should go pretty fast. And now the fun thing is, even though they're deployed, we have the original network security group here. So if I'm refreshing this, you will see that nothing will change over here. This will all stay the same, just as you created it. But if I go to the VM now, and I'll go to the NIC first. And if I show the effective security rules, then you can see we have an associated NSG, we have an associated network manager, and we can click on these two and then we'll see the rules that are in there. So on the NSG, we have the deny SSH. For the virtual network manager, we have a rule with allow, and you can see here that it got priority 0. So in the normal NSG, we can start with 100 up to 65,500. And when we created the admin security rules, we also give it priority 100, but it's automatically changed into priority 0 in this case. So it's always processed before all the other rules in your network security group. So if I now go to my VM, then now I should be able to connect to it. And I can. And now I can also do, because we had the networks 5 and 6 also connected, I can do a ping to my VNet 5, which works now. And I can do a ping to my VNet 6, which will just work. And then hopefully this one is already there, and it is. So the last one I just did was my VNet 7, the one that we added by using a tag. So if we now go back to the virtual networks, and we go to VNet 7, then we will see now that it's automatically also paired because of the tag. It was picked up by the configuration, and now it's automatically paired to VNet 4. And if we look at VNet 4, we will see that there are 3 pairings now. So VNet 7 is also in there. If we look at the network configuration again, at the network group, sorry, we go to the hub. And now you will see that there are, refresh. that there are 4 VNets in here. So we got the ones that we manually added, and we can see here that VNet 7 automatically came in here because of the policy that we created. So this is quite an easy way to administer your network. So if you have different parties working on different workloads and you basically give them free rein to do things they want to do, but you don't want them to work directly with all the network stuff, you just make sure that if the network is there, they fill in the tag and it will automatically be added towards the correct configuration without them having to do anything with pairing or knowing what networks are there. It will all be done automatically. And then one of the other fun things that we have was the mesh networks. So I'm here on my VM in the hub spoke. So I'm on the hub VM in this case. But if I now ping one of the networks that are in the mesh configuration, since they are not connected to each other, this will fail, of course. So let me close this one and go to a VM that is in the mesh network. And even though we didn't set up any pairing between the networks, and as we could see, the routes to the other network were just directly inserted onto the NIC. If I type the password correctly. I did. So now here I could just say I was on VM3. So I should be able to ping my machine in VNet 1, which I can. And also in VNet 2. And of course the same from the hub towards the mesh network. If I ping my machine in the hub network, it should fail for now because they are not known to each other, because they're just separate networks. So basically we just set up 2 completely different type of networks, network configurations, by just deploying something and hardly any manual work, and adding an extra network to the hub config by just putting in a tag on the network, and then everything just gets done for you automatically, and it all just works. And then we have one very nice thing also for the networks. So if I look at my virtual networks again, doesn't matter which one I take, they're all the same basically. So on every subnet that I have for the VNets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I've also added a route table. And these are just very simple things like route 1111/32 towards the internet. It doesn't make much sense, but it's just an example. And if I look at VNet 7, for example, I didn't insert any route tables at all. So what we're going to do now is back to our network configurator, and we have our configurations, and we have 2 types of routing. We have the AVNM managed route tables only, and basically what it does, it creates a new route table, copies the route table from your subnet, and put in the routes that we set up. So in this case, we've got a route towards 2222/32. So that would be inserted in that route table. But because this creates new route tables, I'm first going to show you the other one. And that uses existing route tables when available. So when I'm going to deploy this, it's going to take the rule that I set up, I think I used 3333 for this one. I did. And if we look here, we see our VNets, and we can see all the root tables that we have. So I have root table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and VNet 7 has no root tables. So when I'm going to deploy this root table, come on. All right, and now we will see, hopefully. We don't see a lot yet. It takes a little while before it's really deployed. All right. So as you can see now, for VNet 7, since there were no root tables, it automatically created one. So if we look in here, we can just see the route towards 3333, just as the rule that we defined. But if we look at route table 1, for example, we can see that our original route is still in here, and it just added a managed route towards the 3333. And it did the same basically for all the other ones. So if I take route table 4, there we have the same. So this is an easy way just to add your managed routes towards existing route tables and give users the freedom of adding their own routes as needed. And now I'll remove this configuration again. You will see it will also say now status while removing. All right. So if we're going to look here again, we should be seeing that it will clean up again. Yeah, so now we deleted the configuration, and for route table 7, the managed route tables are now removed again. And then if we look in the other route tables, we can see there's just one route, just as the one we started with. And then we have the other one, which uses AVNM managed route tables only. So we still have the same here, as it's just the route tables and no route tables on VNet 7. I'm going to say deploy again. Right, come on. Yes. And if it starts deploying, you will see it's already busy. So you can see already that the route tables are going to be overridden by managed route tables. So let's wait till it's done. So they're all there now. So VNet 7 again, there were no route tables, so it just inserted the managed route. And if we look, for example, again at the former route table 1, we can see that the route is still there. That was originally there. It added the managed route. But since it's now completely managed by Azure Virtual Network Manager, it also created new root tables. And the reason why I showed this one after the other one is if I'm now going to remove this configuration again, just like I did before. All right, so that's starting the deployment now. So we're going to say refresh. All right, so you can see already for VNet 7, because there were no root tables to start with, it removed them again. But you can see for the other ones that were replaced by the managed root table, that they are still here. If we look into them, we can see that the managed root is gone, so it has got the original root table again. But it's still attached to the managed root tables. And that's the reason why I showed this one last, because it doesn't restore your original root tables. That's something to take in account when you use this setting. And what it also does, if you look at this, it just created a separate resource group with the new root tables in it. So that's one little thing that you need to know. If you use the managed version, it will completely create new root tables. And even when you roll back, it will keep using those. And then the last thing that I want to show you within the Azure Virtual Network Manager is the IP address pools. So we have a parent pool. In this case, I did a /16 network, and I've got a number of child pools, which are all /24. If you go to the parent pool, for example, we can see some information about it. So we've got a /16 network. We've got some space allocated. We've got some available space. We can see how many IP addresses were allocated out of the 65,000. We can see how many are used, but in the IP range of the parent pool itself, there are no IPs used because we all have them in the child pools. So for example, if I go to child pool 4, which is connected to VNet 4, and I do my allocations, then we can see our allocated address space. So we have a /24. We've completely used it. So all the subnets that I set up used all the available IP addresses within this network range. So 100% of the IPs is allocated. And we can see here that one IP address is used. And if we go down here, then we can see that the one address that is used is connected to the VM4 in this case. And we can see the same for our other pool. So if I go to pool 7 and look at the allocations, we can see that that's connected to the NIC of VM7. And this is a great way to see how many addresses are in use, what you have available in your network. And there are different things that you can just add your networks. And that's basically all the stuff related to the demo of last time. And looking at the time, that's the reason why, because the presentation itself was 30 minutes and so were the demos. So that wouldn't fit in 20-25 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, scan the QR code, get in touch with me or get in touch with Frank, leave a message on LinkedIn. and we'll try to answer it. Thank you very much.
Very, very good, Rex. That was great. I see there, the route tables, they were actually putting in the addresses automatically. Or did you configure them from the start?
No, the original route tables were configured by me. And then the managed rules were inserted automatically after deploying the configuration. Yeah. So.
Okay, so you still need to know how many addresses you want when you're deploying your network.
Oh, sorry, the allocations you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the allocations is basically, I can go back there. Oh, I have to go to the correct screen, otherwise it doesn't work. So basically what you do with your, so you make a, where's my EPAM? So you create an address pool and you just give it an address space. And if you look at your virtual networks, what you do there, because normally when you create a virtual network, you would just type in the address space that you want. And what you do in this case is just assign an address pool. So I can just say, select an IP pool. Then you see all the pools that you want. You select the one that you want for this network. And then it will automatically give you that space. And I can say here, well, I already did /24 in this case. But I could also say that I just want to use a /26, for example. And then it would just allocate 64 addresses instead of the 256. So that part goes automatically, and with the subnet is basically just the same again. So if you add a subnet, you can just choose the child pool that's connected, or the IP range, just like you do normally, and select the subnet address range that you want from that. So that part all works the same as with normal addressing. The only thing different is that instead of filling in an address range yourself, you just select a child pool in this case.
Very good. That's kind of cleared that up. Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Rex, for that. I have Azure regions there to show you there shortly. So just bear with me. I have an exciting website to show you about all the Azure regions all over the world. And we'll take a look at the one Rex was using there, northern Italy. And we'll see what's the difference there. So we have Rafi and Carol joined us, and Sajida is there as well. Thanks for coming on. And Carol or Rafi, do you want to say anything to our new MVP? I think Carol is after freezing. Her network isn't great.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hi Frank.
How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
So
Hi Jude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate the new MVPs and wishing them a successful program for this year. And you're doing a wonderful job. Hi Hal. Hi Carol. Hi
Hello.
Rex.
Hello.
Hi Juju. Good to be here. Yeah.
Can
Thank
you
all.
can you guys oh sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Carol.
Okay. All right. Congratulations everyone for making MVP. It is a great honor. So hopefully I'll get there one day. But congratulations, and for all the hard work, and coming on this show is a great thing to do, to see your skills and things that are that you're developing. So, which is great. So,
Yeah, so Sajida has just made her MVP today. So it's great to see more women kind of get the MVP. Like Rafi, you only got your one there recently as well. Congrats to you.
yeah. And what I like about the MVP status is one of the things is giving back to the community. That's one of my biggest things that I'm working on, trying to figure out what is the best way. Because there's a lot in technology in the community that people can learn. Like, for example, AI, and some of the communities don't even know how to log on to a computer or go and do a Google search. And so those are the kind of things that I want to focus on. Like going into churches and teaching people about AI, just the basics. So that's near and dear to my heart. And if you look on my LinkedIn, I have developed a company called Rose Tech Academy, and it's named after my mom, because my mom, I mean, you can read about the mission of her. So
Moms are everything.
yeah. So within that, my plan is just to give back to the community. Nothing big, but that's one of my biggest things. Okay, thank you. I took up enough time.
Thanks, Carol. That's great. That's great.
Thank you.
I had to go and do a little job today. I'm involved with Age Action here in Ireland, and I had to call to see an elderly lady. She was 95 years of age, and she had two remote controls, one for her TV and one for the box, and she just could not get them to work.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I had to go out and set it up and show her how to do it, and yeah, success.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Very good. So, Sajida, thanks very much again for coming back on. And we had two women here to say congratulations to you on your MVP.
Thank you, everyone, for your support. I'm really
You're welcome.
glad.
You're welcome.
Very welcome indeed.
And thank you for all the work you do, because we all know that becoming an MVP sounds like a simple plan, but you have to do a lot of work for it.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
tried my best.
Yeah, and sometimes people get disheartened going for the MVP thing, and you might not get it the first time because nobody knows exactly what the plan is.
Right.
After 31 years, indeed, no one knows exactly what the plan is.
Yeah, 31 years, Hal, there you go, and nobody knows what's the right ingredients. But I suppose working with Sajida there the last year, we got her over the line the first time. So I have kind of a plan, and it seemed to work. And I think you were only waiting 2 months this time, Sajida. You didn't have to wait the 90 days.
The total days, total 50 days it took.
Oh, yeah, so they give it out on the 1st of every month. So you were only waiting 2 months rather than 90 days. So yeah, that's good. That's
So she got approved in 90 days from the first submission.
Yeah. So when you get your nomination and you fill out all the 24 things, they ask you to fill out 24 things, but no, we can fill up to 20.
I filled all items.
Yeah, 24 items. And that could be stuff like doing a video, coming on the show, doing what Rex has done there for us with the networking stuff, or it could be doing a blog once a month and going onto other platforms and doing stuff in the community and stuff like that. But they say once you fill out the 24 things and you submit it, you could be waiting 90 days before you hear back from the MVP program, whether you got the nomination or not. So in Sajida's case, she got it in 50 days. So well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of have a few things kind of lined up for people if anyone needs any help towards their MVP.
Send me a plan.
Yeah. I have a Word document made up. I'll send it on to you, Carol, and you'll see a kind of list of all different kind of things that you can do to, because the 24 thing is like, you can't just go in and do 24 blogs and say that's done.
Right.
You know? So if you've done a blog every month for 12 months, that only classes one of those 24s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to have a big mix of stuff. And I suppose being consistent.
Consistent is the most important thing, but theoretically, if you just do one blog for a whole year, and then even though you have just one thing, that can still be enough. It's also about the reach and your technical depth that you go into. So it's not that you really need 24 things, or that you just need one thing. It's kind of a mix up, but consistency is the most important thing.
Yeah. Well, I built my own website.
Yeah, but building a website and being consistent in delivering knowledge to the community are two different things.
Right. Like a blog or, constantly intent on LinkedIn. Yes. Got it.
Yeah, so like I just shared a screen there. 1 second now. Seems that we're on the MVP topic. I'll just share something there with you. You see my screen?
Yes.
So this is MVP.microsoft.com. Okay, it tells you kind of if you want to learn more about the MVP program, you can just click in here, and it'll kind of tell you kind of stuff that you need to an overview of the program. So we'll just have a look at that. Actually,
what it sounds like I'm hearing is that you can do a lot of things, but it really depends on whoever is approving the nominations, if it's valid, or if you make it across the line.
Yes, so
correct. And it's also different on the category you're applying for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like here now inside in this one, it gives you how to get nominated. Does Kierna automatically get you started? So you can go in and have a look at all these here.
Yeah.
Carol, have you been nominated?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. I was going to suggest if you haven't, look me up. We'll fix that.
Yeah. I've been having. I don't know how many nominations you can get, but if you want to nominate me again,
I will do that.
I'll take it.
Well, I think you only need one nomination.
Oh, okay.
You can only be nominated once, but if more people will try to nominate you, I think they'll take that into account.
Oh, okay. Yes, I greatly appreciate it. Yes, I'll take the nomination. If you need anything from me, just reach out to me on LinkedIn. I appreciate it.
Got it.
Yeah. So just to go back on this is the website anyway, and there's all frequently thing Rex was saying there. If you're going to pick something like you kind of have to stay with that kind of topic. There's no point doing something on Azure and then doing something on Copilot and then doing something on Fabric. There's, you need to kind of stay kind of on topic. If you're going to do stuff on Copilot, you could do Copilot and Copilot Studio, have them go side by side. And yeah. So just to go over to, I have it here. Have anybody ever seen this one?
I did.
Yeah. So this is all the data centers that Microsoft have in the world, right? So you can just click on it here, spin it around, and bring it over to Europe. There's North America is populated. We're back over here then to Europe, and Rex was in northern Italy. So if you hover over, see it here. It looks like that's a very big region. Is it, Rex?
Oh, I don't know. I just used that one because there were
So
resources available. I usually use Western Europe, but I have everybody probably knows that's a bit limited in resources at the moment.
Yeah, so this is it's Italy North, and when you click on it, it'll give you all the information about that particular region. So normally all the regions, they would have 3 availability zones. You can see it there, 3. So if one goes down, your stuff is over on the other 2, and vice versa, they fail over onto them. So it was opened in 2023. So you can actually go in here and you can actually see all the products that they have, because all the different regions, they're all different, depending on what people need. So you could click into this and it'll bring you over into what's inside in that particular region. It'll tell you the Azure portal, all the different services in that one. So just to go back to this one then, we can just click anywhere on the page, that goes away. And this is where I am here in Northern Europe, and that's Ireland. So if we click in here, you can see it's Northern Europe, Ireland, and that's open in 2009. Just to go down through stuff there, 1 second now. So you can see around the actual, all the different, the wind farm there, if you can see, it's using renewable energy. So there's got a wind farm there in just west of Dublin, and then it's got solar farms, and you've got another wind farm here. So there's a couple of solar farms and a couple of wind farms actually powering it. So up in the top here, you can actually look at different modes. So like if you just want, we're on the view global at the moment. So if you just wanted to go to a flat map, you can click on this one here, and there you get the whole, and you can zoom out or zoom in on a particular area then if you want to. So if we just go back over here, just drag it down. So we're talking about Ireland here, and there's Spain, central Spain, and the one that Rex uses most is It's in Holland, isn't it? It is Western Europe, this one here.
Europe, yeah, that's in Middenmeer in the Netherlands.
Yeah. So they're all different regions. So that's like the map version of it. And it's got over here light mode. If we just go back up to this one here, you can use a table view of it as well. So it just gives you in the tables all the different countries, and you can actually see if you're looking for, let's see what the difference is in Italy. See what Northern Italy has here, so you can actually see all the different stuff that they have here. So you can see Italy has a lot more compared to, we say, Indonesia up here. They just have SOC3, SOC2, and 1. But when you go down here to Northern Italy, they've got a lot more stuff. And you can click into these links and it'll give you a breakdown. Like you can click here and you can see the products in this region. So we just click into it just to see what it loads up for us. Product availability. So you can see all the different services they have here. And you were using the networking services. So you can see all the different green dots in the different regions. They're all the different databases. So you were using?
I was using the Azure Virtual Network Manager, and I think that's just available in all regions.
Okay. Yeah, so lots of stuff there you can see inside in that particular one. So we'll just go back to there is another cool feature in here as well. Let's just show you down. We just go back to the start where we were. So if you look up Azure regions and you find the map, Microsoft Learn, wait a second now. So we go back to our globe here again. There's another cool feature I'll just show you there before we finish up. So if you go over to take a tour, the virtual tour of a complete data center. So you can see there what a data center is made up of. You hover over all the different things like there. We have got our wind over here, our solar over here. Then you can just start your tour by just entering the lobby. Click on enter the lobby. And that's where you can start your, comes up introducing AI assistant there, but we can click that off. Explore the lobby. Here we are, we're inside in the lobby. Click your mouse, drag yourself around. Then we can go over here and enter the operations room. and it gives you a link then. So you just follow all the links and it brings you in here then to the, if you wanted to play audio, you could click on it here down at the end. So if you wanted to go exit, enter the mechanical area, click on here. So yeah, so just have a look for datacenters.microsoft.com and click a tour. So that's kind of it. So okay. So thanks everyone. One nomination is fine. We're good to go. Somebody, oh yeah, that's Stephen. Just put that in there. One nomination is fine. You're good to go. So that's for you, Carl. One is good enough, I'd say.
But two couldn't hurt.
Yeah, but you can only accept one, I think, when they send you out the
Yes.
form. You can only fill out one.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll send you on that, Carol, as well, the Word document of all the different stuff you can do. Okay, so thanks everyone. Thanks Rex for great demo again. And
You're welcome.
we'll be back here again next week at the same time. Just see. I normally post what topics are on every Tuesday on LinkedIn, and today's show is available on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So thanks everyone.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Have a good day.
Bye.